Camille. Yeah. Welcome back, you guys, to another amazing night with yours truly, Sylvia Camille. And I hope you had a wonderful week, a magnificent week, because I certainly did. You know what happened last Wednesday, November the 17th, 2021. I turned the big what? 50. Yes. And do you see me rocking my tiara? I am now in the fabulous 50 club. Yes. So it's going to be an interesting and fun show tonight because I have two of my line sisters and we're going to be talking about life after 50. But before I introduce them and bring them into the room, let me give you the word of the week. Does anybody want to take a guess what the word of the week is? It is wise. W-I-S-E. Wise is characterized by wisdom, marked by deep understanding, keen discernment, and a capacity for sound judgment. I chose wise because I'm 50 now. So the things and the games and the things I did long 20, 30, and 40, I'm wiser now. And I hope you are too. So I don't want to hold it up because we're going to have fun tonight. Yay! Recapping my birthday celebration on Wednesday. But let me first bring into the room my line sister, Monique Rhone Thomas. Yes, who is the benefits coordinator for WellStar. Welcome, Monique.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. And next we have my line sister, Shermanetta Carter, who is the Chief Financial Officer for Morris Brown College. Yes. She is the reason why, guys, of course, everything going on around that Morris Brown.
Thank you.
I just want to thank both of you all for tuning in and being my guest tonight on Sunday Night Live. Yes, and you see Shermanetta is also wearing her crown, her 50 crown. Now, Monique does not have hers on because she is past 50. She's 50 plus. We are new to the club, so that's why we have ours on. But Monique is 50 plus. So, ladies, let's just jump right into it. How did you feel the day that you turned 50? Whoever wants to respond first.
I was a little nervous, turning 50, not knowing what the next chapter of my life was going to be like. Because not only did I get older, but my kids were getting older. I was further along in my marriage. It was kind of scary. But once I got to the day after I turned 50, I was like, woo, let's live it. Let's live it up. Let's just have a good time, enjoy. Who knows how long we have. Just live life and enjoy it. But I was nervous at first.
You were nervous. Okay. Shermanetta?
My journey to 50 started when I was 39 years old. In 2010, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I had to make a decision about how I was going to live out my life throughout the process. Honestly, I went through chemotherapy, radiation. I had a mastectomy and reconstruction. And throughout that process, I determined that I was going to live because there was more work that the Lord really had for me. And so after that, when I turned 40, 45, and definitely by the time I got to 50, I was just so happy to celebrate life. When 50 came, I was like leaping for joy because at 50, I was an 11-year breast cancer survivor. So I'm really excited about 50 and everything that's going to come afterwards.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful testimony and story. And that's what life is all about. Everybody's journey towards the number. For me, I felt excitement, nervousness, and depression sometimes. Because you just, the what if, am I going to make it? And for me, hoping and praying that I do see 50 because my sister-in-law died at 49. So that was always like in the back of my head. And then with my nephew passing at 21, those milestone numbers, 16, 21, 18, 50, 40, in the back of my head, like, am I going to see it, Lord? Are you going to allow me to see it? So from the three of us here in our response to my question, there are various emotions that everyone feels, male or female, because you're half of a century.
Mhm.
And we know in life, one day we are going to depart. Our spirit's going to go. But while we're here, and what I heard you saying, Shermanetta, and you, Monique, we're going to live and live the best life we can while we're here. And that's what we're celebrating tonight. So
Absolutely.
we are celebrating that we are here. We saw the number. And Sherman and I, we're going to pray and we're going to get to your number, Monique.
Absolutely.
We're going to get to your number. So to help guide our discussion about our theme tonight, life after 50, I pulled up some quotes from some famous ladies in Hollywood, because you all know I love Hollywood. And the first one, of course, is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah said, "The way I see it, every year can be a brand new journey. Think about it. You get one chance to be 25, 38, 44, 61, and every age before and between. Why wouldn't you want to experience all the wonder in each step on your path?" Can you all discuss your wonder in your path?
I think for me, probably the wonder in my path was the whole process of relationships and, getting married and having children. Probably by the time, for me, people talk about midlife crisis. I probably had my midlife crisis at 28 years old. I saw a lot of my friends, getting married and having children, and I wasn't there. So that was a big thing for me. And now I'm 50 years old, and I'm still going through that process of, you know, um, learning about relationships and still having the desire to get married. So why not, just, walk through the process of, whether you're 25, 30, 35, 40, whether you're 50 years old, you're still not married with, and not have children, why not continue to, walk it out and wonder what it's like and believe God that, that it will happen. So that's my walk and that's my wonder.
I love it. Yes, because you're still here.
Yes.
Absolutely, because I'm still here.
Mhm.
Monique?
Say the wonder in my path would be surrounded, about my children. I guess surrounding my children, just making sure that I did a great job raising them to become great citizens, to go to school, graduate, get a job, start their own families, and just hope that one day they'll come back and say, "Mom, you did an awesome job."
Awesome.
I just want to hear that. I mean, they tell me they're awesome, but I just want to hear that, "Mom, you did a great job." So, wonder if they think about it. I wonder if they want to say it and just think, "Oh, she knows." But that's my wonder.
Beautiful wonder. They know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes.
I think they know because you have a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's good.
All right. Betty White. Y'all know who Betty White, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I may be a senior, but so what? I'm still hot." Who thinks they're hot at 50? I know I do. So
I think I do, especially since, for me, my pivot when I turned 50 was this new hairstyle. You all probably remember me when I was younger and I had long hair. And I turned 50. I decided to let the gray just let it flow, and then also go natural and cut my hair. And I'm loving it. And I think I'm sexier now than I was when I was younger with the long hair.
I love it. I love it. Are you hot over there at 50?
Okay.
I don't know if I would say sexy, but I think I have a little more. I don't care if you look at me now. You know what I mean? Before it was, are they gonna look at my because I have a birthmark? Are they gonna look at my birthmark? What are they gonna say? Am I, too heavy? Whatever. But now it's like, look at me. This is me. Take me for who I am. I don't wear the mom jeans anymore, as Jasmine says. Mommy, get your jeans from American Eagle. And I'm like, okay, I'll get them from American Eagle. So they're expensive. But I'm like, that's okay. And I look cute. So I'm like, come on, look, 54, be 55 in January.
I love it. I love it. I love when we turn 50 or approaching 50, it is so true that people say the stuff that you put up with before you no longer you don't. And I heard Monique was saying it was like, I don't okay, you we used to be like, okay, what they gonna say? But we don't care anymore. Where do you think that comes from? It's just like just something just comes up naturally in our bodies as a human that when you get a certain age, it's like, honey, who cares? Whatever.
Right.
But in our 20s, in 25, we run around here trying to make sure, oh, let me have my, we're just trying to impress people. But I don't, it's not that anymore at 50. Why? What do you think happens or transpires in our lives to get us to that level?
I think for me, it's the feeling I had before 50 of, what people are going to say about me, how I felt. Was I embarrassed? Was I afraid to go places and do things? And from just maybe comments that people have made, I take that and I'm like, that's their problem. That has nothing to do with me. That's how they viewed me. That's what they had to say. But I can't worry about that. Can't. So for me, it's like, that's them. I'm moving forward. Take me or leave me. Take me as I am.
Jeremy?
I think for me, along somewhere down the road, I became a people pleaser. And that took a lot of, that was a lot of stress on me, always wanting to make sure that everybody else was comfortable based on what they wanted me to do. But as I matured a lot, especially now that I'm 50, I'm realizing that my mom has a lot of wisdom. And my mom is like, no nonsense. So now that I'm 50, I'm like, I think I need to be no nonsense like mom. And just, say what I feel, stand my ground, and just like Monique was saying, not worry about, what everybody else is saying. If I don't have to say yes all the time. If I say no, I really don't care that you're offended because I said no, but I'm free now. Yes. And so I think for me, I think 50 was it's just like freedom. I get to do what I want to do, say what I want to say, not disrespecting anybody, but just, not carry that monkey on my back, always trying to please people. And I really owe that to mama.
Oh, awesome.
I really do.
Awesome. She's so happy to hear you say that.
She will be.
She's going to be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Another fabulous woman in Hollywood, Halle Berry, said, aging is a natural, and that's going to happen to all of us. I just want to always look like myself, even if that's an older version of myself. Yes.
And I think that means, it does mean physical, but then it also means like internally as well. I want to, feel like I'm me. Going back to the previous question, no matter what other people think of me or see me internally, I am me. Externally, I want to look fly too, because we talked about that too. Yeah. But mainly for me internally, I want to look good for myself more so than other people.
Yeah. And I love when you talked about people pleasing. And at the age of 50, we hear it in our conversations or interviews with people. It comes a point in your life, depending on things that you have experienced, that gets you to that point to say, okay, no, I don't have to do that.
Be okay with saying,
yeah, you okay? Exactly. Oh no, I can't do that. Not this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sometimes my husband would say, Mama, you always try to please people. I'm always trying to help everyone. And I've gotten to the point now where I've learned to say no. You have to say no.
Yeah. And I've even gotten into situations where, I slipped and I said yes. Then I realized that, it was a huge burden on me, and I had to go back to the people that I said yes to and explain to them, I said yes, but it's a little bit more than I want to, carry right now. So I'm going to have to just not do this, and I will And I'll volunteer. I'll help you find somebody else, but I'm just not that person right now.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm sure it felt good. At first,
Mhm.
going back to them was probably like, but once you said it, I know it had to be a weight lifted off you.
It really was. It really was. It's really freedom, not caring. Probably they were talking behind my back because I said yes and then I said no, but I don't care.
Oh,
I'm
well,
free.
that's right. Oh well, take
Right.
it or leave it. Take you. Yes, yes.
I'm so free.
I've been in a situation like that, and you have to in life. You have to get to this level and point in your life because we're going to talk about our future and our plans for the next chapter, and you can't carry with you some of those same behaviors or patterns in the latter half of your life, or whatever your dream or your goal is, or whatever you're trying to do. It won't get there. So you have to be honest with yourself because your mindset is different now. Because
Exactly.
we know when you turn 50, like somebody when you're going down the hill now. So while you're here, you've got to try to figure out and do what's best for you, for your family, for yourself, your dreams, your goals, your accomplishments, whatever your legacy or your dash, I would say. What are you filling up your dash with in between? So yeah.
See, I don't think when you're 50 you're going downhill. I mean, that's when you like are right there at the peak and you got some more, you got a little bit more to climb.
No, it's yeah. You living yourself, you're going up, but eventually you know that the end of life will come. Live forever, and that's let me say it that way. Yeah, that's how the person was describing it to me. Like let me eventually one day he's gonna die because we don't know that. I mean, it's just that's what's gonna happen. But the up here, yes, Sherman, the up here, you live your dream, you're doing without what you want to do. Yes,
exactly.
Sherman said, I ain't going down here.
No. A little more.
You're up here positive, right here, all the way up.
Exactly. I have to say Morris Brown.
Right. Thank you.
Right. Right. You got to say Morris Brown. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I'm so happy you said Sherman said, I'm not going down here. Let me say that up real fast. I'm not,
exactly.
No. Diane von Burstenberg said, if you're a person who smiles a lot, you will have more lines. Your wrinkles reflect the roads you have taken. They form the map of your life.
Wow.
Agree or disagree? Your wrinkles reflect the roads you have taken. They form the map of your life. That's deep, isn't it?
I like that because over the years, honestly, I've heard the opposite. Your frowns, show the road of your life. So I'll accept that. Your smiles show everything that you've been through, and you're growing and you're evolving. So I'll take that.
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
Yes. Don't have too many wrinkles, but except when
we don't have to. But let me get close to the camera. We don't have to.
None of us do. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack. That's what. Hey, a teacher. I cannot believe you all. It's a teacher at my school. So I was, elated turning 50 yesterday. She was like, "I'm 58," and I was like, "You what?"
She didn't look 58, did she?
I thought she was around 51 or maybe 52.
Beautiful. I love it.
That's good.
And that's what she said. Black don't crack. I was like, "You are how old?" I kept on looking at her like
what?
She said, "Don't worry, you're gonna look like me." I said, "Honey, like
okay, just keep on smiling."
She looked really good. She looked really good. All right, now we gotta dig a little deeper in this next chapter of our life. What is on the horizon for you all at 50?
I think for me, it's just living every day like it's my last. Like, just enjoy life. When I wake up, thank God for waking up. And then just take each day as it comes. Not trying to figure it out, not trying to plan too much. We're empty nesters now. So There's a lot of time for, us to spend time with each other, do the things that we've always wanted to do, child free. I think I just want to live, because you don't know when your number will be called.
Right.
And if it's called tomorrow, I just want to be able to say, you know what, I lived. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. And I think that's how I feel.
Wow. I'm actually going through the process of living whatever this next chapter is. Before I became the chief financial officer at Morris Brown College, I had my own CPA firm. And I had that firm for over 12 years. And so honestly, I thought that would be my road to retirement until, the Lord kind of threw that little pivot in there. And so, now my focus really is on, being the best chief financial officer that Morris Brown has ever had. But then also, I really do want to definitely have multiple streams of income. One of my biggest goals is to make sure that my parents, who are both in retirement now, continue to live a life of retirement stress-free.
Yeah.
So I really want to pour in financially to my parents a lot more. And so, like I said, that involves having multiple streams of income, or however the Lord wants to do it. I'm not going to put God in a box. And I guess that is part of what my journey is going to be like, just not putting God in a box on how he, blesses me, blesses my family, and those types of things. And of course, next on the horizon, I really am open to, the whole marriage situation.
Are you dating?
No, I'm not dating. So that's funny that you mentioned that. So, I was getting myself together and wrapping my mind around having to deal with, well, you two know everything that involves being in a relationship, having the open and honest conversations, and dealing with the peaks and the valleys. But guess what happened? COVID.
Oh, COVID.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to go through this right now.
On Zoom.
On Zoom? Is that what they do now?
Right. You can have a glass of wine.
You better start Zooming.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. So I'm open to ideas. If anybody wants to put anything in the chat on, how I can make this happen during this COVID, I'm open. I really am.
Yeah.
You can have and this, and this funny, you all hearing this first on Sunday Night Live with Sylvia Camille. Because I don't think I've ever acknowledged this in public.
Oh, that's funny. That's what happens when you turn 50.
Exactly. That's what you just let it all out.
I love it. No, we're gonna have. Yes, I think that would, Monique. I think that would be sexy too. And one thing about Zooming with the date, you're gonna see exactly who they are.
Oh well.
And it's not like, how we hear some people talking about they go on a date and the profile picture might look different than when you get to the bar, the restaurant, and you're looking for the person and it's a picture of them when they were 10 or 15, 20 years younger.
That's true.
So, yeah, Zoom dating.
Good. So Zoom dating is number one. I got you. I'll report back on that one.
I love it. All right, let's reflect on our life. Are you where you envisioned? Maybe I won't say 50 years ago you envisioned, but when you started, maybe in college. Like,
wow.
I don't know. I don't think I am where I'm supposed to be at 54. I always kind of guessed once I met John that knew I would get married, but I really didn't plan to have children.
You want to talk about that?
It's crazy because I wasn't one to say, I want to get married and have children. I when I met John, we were together forever, got married, and then the kids, it's funny because I don't know if this is too much, but I got pregnant every time I went on vacation.
That means you were getting it on, Mama. You had
I
a good
could see Jasmine on the cruise and John in Vegas. So we had it was a joke, like we're not going on vacation anymore. I think there's more out there for me, but to be honest, I don't know. I don't know like how to get there. I think there's more than being the WellStar benefits coordinator.
What was in your burning desire? I love the truth and the transparency that you were sharing. I love it.
I think my burning desire has always been to like help children. I don't, foster children, children in group homes, things like that. But I don't know how to get there. You know what I mean?
To get to that level.
To get to that level. I mean, I could probably volunteer. That would be fine. But I really don't think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't think I fulfilled my purpose. I don't really know how to get there. So I know that's a different topic, but
it's a different topic. But yeah, it has my mind spinning. I was thinking about a women's conference that I know is coming up. To ignite that fire in it. And that's what we do at 50. We transform, people reinvent themselves. That's when Sherman said, my photos, I knew I want to take a picture like that, what I posted. Some people didn't like, they may not like it, but I've always been a sexual person. I've always felt comfortable in my own skin. So my husband loves Janet Jackson, and I love that Rolling Stone cover that she did where her husband is holding her breast. Actually, my husband was supposed to be holding my breast, but he was like, Mama, I can do that. So I told the photographer, let's just lay my hair.
Yeah.
Hair. But I wanted to do that to show that, okay, this is me. I'm free. As Sherman said, we're free. I mean, because some people's like, you gonna post that? Yeah, why? Because whatever, honey, I don't care about them.
Right. I think that was perfect for you. Now that you've explained it, I think that was perfect.
Yeah. So
that's what 50 does.
That's what, and I'm like, 50's supposed to come out. So Mona, we're gonna that burning desire, that urge, helping volunteer. We're gonna get you to that next level in your second half of your life.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm kind of where I wanted to be. I always knew that I wanted to help, others become whatever that full potential is that they have. And it kind of led me down the path of working with nonprofits. And of course, even with my CPA firm, like 98% of my clients were nonprofits. And I enjoyed learning about their mission and, how I could help them achieve their mission based on, in my instance, the financial statement presentation of what they do so they could get more funding, funding sources. And so it was truly God, because I would not have chosen to be the chief financial officer at Morris Brown, but that's just the path that God led me in. I'll be honest, I came kicking and screaming, but I'm here now. But I truly believe that there's even more. I don't know if it's after this or during this to continue to help organizations be more prevalent in society to help others. I've been watching lately on TV too, all of the news stories about situations. Like just recently today, there was a guy who was about to be electrocuted today, but then the governor commuted his sentence. I think that's what's called, commuted his sentence. And now he's serving life without parole. And that was like the Innocence Project. So I was like, wow, that would be cool to really help the Innocence Project, raise more funds to, make more situations like this happen. So I know that I have a lot more to give to, help the community and help society, but I'm just being open to however the Lord leads me. I'm 50 now. I can't think that hard.
That's all right. But Monique, I was so excited when I learned that Sherman was going to be at our school working. Yeah. And I really do see you staying there forever.
Oh, can I say the devil is a lie?
No, you can't.
I don't know. When I learned of it, I saw longevity for you. You might still be able to do all those other things, but I guess because we know your heart and your purpose and your passion, and you love Morris Brown. So I guess I feel comfortable knowing that somebody that we can trust is there watching and making certain what's best for our school. So that's food for thought. And Monique could come on board with what she wants to do in service. It might be an opportunity and that might open up for her.
She can work in HR benefits.
Trying to get away with the benefits, Sherman.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really do love what I do for Morris Brown. And like you said, because it is our alma mater. And, to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it as well, like Morris Brown taught me to do exactly what I'm doing to save Morris Brown College. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people can't say that about, their employer. I mean, in college, my sophomore through senior year, so many professors and, like the dean of students affairs, even my line sisters, my sorors, even a lot of other people within the Divine Nine that were so influential in, forming this path that I've taken and this position that I am. So I kid about it saying the devil's a lie, but I know that, the Lord has called me to this Miss Sylvia Camille.
He has. I really believe it.
So I'm not gonna try to break it and have to go around this mountain again. So I'm gonna stick with it.
I think we're where we're supposed to be at this point in time.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly.
Where we're supposed to be, and you're supposed to be at Morris Brown.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Thank you.
Since I am older.
She's the oldest on the call.
That's right.
The oldest on the call. So we must listen and obey. Now I like this question here. Are there some areas in your life you still behave like a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, or 40-year-old?
I'm gonna be honest. I still have two people speaking to me in my brain. So there are certain times where I can be looking at you and have the conversation just like you all and we're having this conversation now, but my brain is like saying a lot of explicit words about you and what's going on in this conversation. So I have to be mindful that like what's going on in the back of my mind does not come out of my mouth while we're communicating. So that's a way that I still act like a 20 or 30-year-old because I don't get it right 100% of the time. So I do have to I have to watch my thoughts so that they don't become words that come out and then I have to go back and apologize later about.
I think for me, it's listening more. I mean, when I was 20, 30, I'm listening, but I'm getting a response in my head before you even finish, but, and sometimes I find myself doing that. And then I jump the gun and respond before, John even finishes. And then it turns into a little argument because he's like, well, I didn't even finish. Well, let me see what you have to say. But I'm thinking, okay, well, if he says this, I'm going to say this back. I just have to stop that. It hasn't left me yet. So maybe at 55, 60, it might.
No, that's who we are now.
It is. I like that. Do you all get offended when people ask you your age? You know, for women, sometimes they be like, "Oh, don't you ask no woman their age? Don't ask that." Do you all get offended?
I don't.
I don't, because like I said, the beginning of my story, my testimony
Mm-hmm.
is that at 39, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I knew that I was going to live, but because of that, I celebrate life. I celebrate my age. Even if somebody guesses it wrong, even if somebody says, "Oh, oh, are you 55?" and I said, "No, I'm 50." I'm not offended because all I know is I'm here today. I'm 50 years old, and I'm enjoying my life.
Okay.
And it does not. I'll be quick to tell my age. I have no problem with that.
I don't neither. I shouted loud and proud yesterday at school, Georgia. You 50, Miss Pierce. That's big. I thought it was so cute. That's big. I was like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was proud of it, like you said, Sherman, because the joke, we just, we don't know. We don't know. Now, I want you all to listen to this. It says, can a person still do that at 50? Turning 50 doesn't mean a person needs to suddenly give up things that are comfortable or make them feel good. Can you still do that at your age? Just because a person has turned 50 isn't an indication their body is rapidly breaking down by any means.
No, at 50, I actually last year I started doing hip hop step.
Tell us about that.
It's so much fun. You have a step. It's kind of like like step aerobics, but it's hip hop. So they play a lot of, hip hop music, and you have a routine. And at first my knees were like, hey, wait, what are you doing? Jumping up and down. But after I kept doing it, I went on a Monday and a Wednesday, and now I have a step, and then it comes on YouTube. I think you can get it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think I didn't do that before I was 50, but now I'm like, okay, try something new, and I love it. So you can do whatever you want at 50.
And new in your 50, what you been doing new, Jeremy?
I have a dog, and my dog keeps me busy, so that's my exercise. I am walking my dog. But I have to admit, I think, sometimes I can tell that, my body is maturing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it was like funny. One time I sneezed, and I was like, oh, my back hurts.
Where you sneeze, your back hurts, Jeremy?
Yeah, and it could have been my mind, but I'm just saying things like that do happen. I realized that, I can still do a lot of things that and even more, like Monique was saying, at 50 and beyond. But I am noticing things that didn't bother me before, may from time to time, bother me. But it doesn't affect me to the point where I'm like, oh, I can't do anything.
Right.
I'm still moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, this one says, what should you know about turning 50 years old? At 50, you can stop hiding your true age. It is what it is, and what's more, everyone knows it. At 50, you know that with luck, health, and the grace of God, you'll have 50 more good years. At 50, you can do what you want, say what you want, buy what you want, and be who you want. And I think that's what we've been talking about all night.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
what we've been talking about right there in a nutshell. You can do what you want, say what you want, buy what you want, and be who you want. Oh, I love
restrictions.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, for anyone who's listening, I want you all to give any person who might be on the break of turning 50 or already in the 50 club, what advice would you all like to give them?
I would say embrace 50. Pull from your younger years, things that you did in your younger years that didn't maybe work for you. Remember that. Pull from that. Hey, that didn't work for me. Now that I'm 50, let me try it a different way. I would just say pull from your past experiences and just live. Like I said, live with no restrictions. As long as you're not breaking the law, do it.
Write that down. Live with no restrictions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Shermy?
And my advice would be just to live life daily.
Mm-hmm.
50 is an age, but it doesn't, it defines us because it's a milestone,
Mm-hmm.
but it does not define us as far as, who we are and what we can become.
Mm.
Because we're 50. They say 50 is the new 40 and 40 is the new 30. I just say 50 is the new me.
I love it. Is the new me. I love it. Did you all hear that? 50 is
Yeah.
the new me.
Yeah, so don't get caught up in age. Don't get caught up in what happened in the past, what you could have done prior to 50. But look at it as today. Today I'm 50. Tomorrow I'm 50 plus one.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is an opportunity for you to live your best life.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, at 50, is there more sex in our lives or what?
Monique.
Monique,
To be completely honest, for me,
Monique said,
no, it hasn't changed for me one way or the other, more or less. It's been even this whole time. I don't know.
I have to laugh because, 30 years ago, actually it's 30 something, 30 plus years ago, because I think I knew you before we actually became line sisters. We had a conversation about that. And so for you to say that's flat, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for you to say it's about the same, I'm not surprised to hear that.
I think in my college years, I think it was probably more.
more?
What?
Once you get married and you just
I know. I hear you, Monique. I understand. You can go with it. I mean, when you get married, you really, honestly, you can go without. You really can.
you really can't.
I mean, to be honest, you really can. Unless, you get that urge like, oh, okay, come on, because life sometimes, life things going on, you just busy, you tired too. Sometimes you be tired.
Yeah, you do.
I sure be like, oh.
Flashes.
Well, I'm just trying to get to that point so I can have this analysis that y'all,
Yeah,
this little conversation that you are.
It is coming too.
We'll revisit this after your Zoom dates.
After my Zoom dates.
We're gonna hold you to that too, Sherman.
I know you will.
Yes, because you said you let COVID get in the way. Are you dating?
I did. So I'm gonna start working on my Zoom dates.
You could have done FaceTime.
I didn't think about all of that. I should have asked.
Called me.
See, these are the kind of conversations we need to have in our group.
In our group, we don't. I love it. I love it. Now we are going to wait a minute. No, a minute. Oh, how did you all celebrate your 50th birthday?
I was, I turned 50 in May, and so that was still COVID, but I had gotten my COVID shots, and so I treated myself to Destin, Florida. I got an Airbnb,
yes,
and I was like right there on the beach, and I enjoyed my birthday in Destin, just me.
Mm-hmm. I remember that picture.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was fun. And and that's something, when you turn 50, that is another thing too, is we start thinking about things that we didn't do that we've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to take a vacation by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to just be free and just, have fun and just do whatever I wanted to do, not have to worry about, waking up on my family schedule and doing all this kind of stuff like that. And I felt free. My 50th birthday, I think I was like there for like 4 days. And actually I met
I remember those pictures you were posting.
Yeah. So and I met a family when I went to the beach by myself, and I ended up hanging out with them for a couple of days as well. So it was just so fun. So I just encourage people who are 50, and if you're single, and if you want to just, live those things that you've never done before, like take a vacation by yourself, do it. Mm-hmm. It's so refreshing. That's what I did for my 50th.
I might have to try that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at 50, I had my first really major birthday party.
Oh,
Because growing up, back in the day, you had cake and ice cream
yeah,
with your cousins.
yeah.
Your birthday party, and then my 20s, 21, I really didn't have anything major. And 50, my family came from Boston, and, my family here and some of my friends. And I had a birthday party at a venue, a fabulous 50 birthday party. We wore jeans and white shirts and danced and had a good time. So that's how I got into it.
Yay. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Before we're kind of wrapping up, but there are some health issues that we want to put at the forefront for anyone who's approaching 50 and beyond, because we know our health is going to help us carry on to see some more years. So it said the 6 biggest health mistakes women make in their 50s. The first one, it said we ignore heart health. And research says that women die from heart disease more than men. So we just want to encourage any ladies out there who's listening to Sunday Night Live tonight to make sure you get your heart checked, exercise, do some things to keep you healthy. It said we put up with menopause miseries. Anyone putting up with menopause miseries?
I can't say that. When part of my testimony, when I was defeating breast cancer, when I was going through chemotherapy, one of the effects of chemotherapy for me was that it kicked me into menopause. I stopped having monthly menstruals. So by the time I was like 41, 42, I was pretty much through with menopause. So that's my story about it.
I think I'm having hot flashes, and I've got to get that checked out every time, because sometimes it feel like heat is rising from my ankles all the way to my thighs.
Oh my goodness!
Nothing you can do about it. Nope, nothing.
You were feeling that too, Monique?
Oh yeah, I have hot flashes, but I had a total hysterectomy, so my doctor said that they really can't tell if I'm going through menopause or not. But I do have the hot flashes, but my hot flashes are just from here up. I just feel like I'm in a furnace.
Yes.
And you can fan, you can drink water, you can do it. You just have to just let it go. But I don't have any medication. They didn't give me any medication for it. But
yeah, because I'm sometimes, and I go to the doctor, and they was like, it's nothing wrong with you. You all right? You just have to. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm burning. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, it's bad.
Sherman's laughing at us.
It's bad.
It's bad. It really is.
Your neck's all sweating, your hair, your pillow. Sometimes I'm embarrassed. Like if I'm in the store and I'm at the register, I'm like, they're gonna think I stole something. I'm here sweating. Like it's awful. And so I always carry my fan.
So
she does have it right there.
And she had a fan mode. He was right there by her. She had a fan.
I love it.
This is interesting. We already talked about this when you think sex is over. No, sex is not over. It's just, if we want to have sex, we want to have sex. If we don't, whatever.
You don't.
Yeah. It's no big deal. Okay. We believe weight gain is inevitable?
Weight gain?
What is the question again?
It says we believe that weight gain is inevitable. Inevitable.
Oh, inevitable.
Inevitable.
I don't know. I mean, it's harder to, I think, lose weight at 50. But if you started off small, I don't think it's inevitable that you're going to gain weight. I know
my weight fluctuates, so I don't think it's gaining weight is inevitable. I know a lot of people in their 60s and 70s, and just petite. I just think it depends on your genes, your hormones, maybe.
Yeah. Those were the 6 biggest health mistakes that women in their 50s but for us,
I think we left off also mammograms.
Mm-hmm.
When I was going through my process, there was a lady that I befriended who was in her, late 60s, early 70s, who, was diagnosed and was going through the process of being healed. And so I definitely think that we should always remember to get mammograms.
Mammograms.
And don't forget your colonoscopies too.
Mm-hmm.
Get a colonoscopy.
They also said another mistake that women make is you lose your sense of purpose. So I don't know if that ties in a little bit with you, Monique, when you were saying that you don't think you're really there at the level where you want more. Did you lose your sense of purpose when you became a mother? Because I know sometimes that does happen.
I think so. I because my main goal and my purpose in life was, like I said, just to raise my children, get them through school. Jazz teaches second grade. She's on her own, has her own house. She's doing her thing. John's in college. He's a junior now. So I think that has been my purpose for now. Jasmine's 24 for 24 years. It's been my purpose. So if I can just find it, I think I'll be all right.
You're going to find it. We're going to make sure of it in 2022.
I'm ready.
Sherman, we're going to help, right?
Exactly.
Now, I had some more fun before we get ready to close out with our Sunday Night Live, Life After 50. I have some questions. What happened 50 years ago? All right, those who want to tap in the chat, if you want to help them out. The first question is, 50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. received which prestigious prize?
I was going to say the Nobel Peace Prize, but I don't know.
Awesome. All right, next question. What was the average price of gasoline? Oh, what was the average price of a gallon of gas 50 years ago?
$1.
$1.10.
Lower.
50 cents?
Lower.
No. 43 cents?
Lower.
A quarter?
Higher.
30 cents.
30 cents. Can you believe that?
Oh my gosh.
For a gallon of gas?
Wow.
Here's the question, Monique. Look.
Wow.
That is like crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
$3.41 a gallon now.
What happened?
Wow.
30 cents. The average price of a gallon of gas 50 years ago was 30 cents.
Wow. I'm blown away.
Okay,
and we're at what, 325, 330 now?
And yeah. In some place, I've gone to some gas stations. I have to pay $3.41 for a gallon. That's high. 30 cents.
Wow.
But let's see how the world has evolved over 50 years ago. That's wow. So who was the first Black actor to win an Academy Award in 50 years ago?
Sidney Poitier. Did I pronounce it right?
That's it. Yay! All right. This is a good history question. All of them are history, but this one, like, think about war. 50 years ago, what was the name of the U.S. resolution that authorized war against North Vietnam in 1964?
The Vietnam Resolution?
I love it, sure. Put a spin on it. I love it. It's Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. T-O-N-I-N.
That's not me. Ask me a math question.
Okay, here's that question.
I was kidding.
Well, it's money involved, but what was the average cost of a ticket to the movies 50 years ago?
$1.50.
Lower.
It's not 30 cents?
No.
Higher than that. You were very, very, very hot, Monique.
$1.45?
Lower.
$1.30?
Lower.
$1.25?
$1.25.
Wow.
That's how much we pay. Now we pay like $10, $12?
Go to the movies.
Wow.
Seriously. Wow.
Wonder how
That's
much
not even the popcorn and
I know it.
the
$1.
drinks.
So the drink was probably only
A nickel.
15 cents, quarter.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
people and when we're having this discussion, can you imagine the people who are going to live 50 years from the time now that when we are, the
Right.
questions that they're going to be asking and saying,
Mhm.
can you believe that? Did they pay that? What?
Exactly.
The circle of life. The circle of life.
Hopefully they'll get it right and everything will start going back down the opposite direction.
Now I have to ask these our final questions. There are two. No, it's three. How do you balance all of this going on in your life at 50?
I think I just at 50, I think I now take time to process things. You know, if something happens, can I control it? Great. Let me do what I need to do, get through the situation. Can I not control it? Let it go, let God handle it. You know, but I think I sit back now and process things before I react. And I think that's how I, balance things out. And then I have, a life partner to share things with. And that kind of helps me balance things out, because I have someone to help. But yeah, that's how I get through it.
I'm not the best at balancing quite yet, but I am learning to control what I can control. Like Monique was saying, control what you can control. Definitely getting back to the point to say no to those things that don't fit into, my schedule,
Mhm.
and definitely making sure, being more intentional about creating that really work-life balance. I mean, I could work probably 24/7, but I've chosen to turn off that work light switch
Yes.
and have that downtime so that I can, do some self-care for myself.
Mm,
You have to. Self-care is important.
it's
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
important. Well, the final question of the evening is because on the Sunday Night Live show, part of my mantra is to motivate, inspire, and encourage people, no matter what age you are, is to dream big. So I have my dream big pillow. And it doesn't have to be anything. I'm going to ask you, what is your biggest dream in life? It could be anything. One person told me he just wanted to own a small percentage of the Lakers. And I said, that I didn't even think he was going to say that, one of my guests. So it's whatever your wildest dream is. Put it out there in the atmosphere.
I know this may sound kind of creepy, but I think my biggest dream right now is to well, the retire part is not creepy, like retire.
Right.
But attached to that, my biggest dream I think is to make sure that I have all of my affairs in order.
Mm.
As far as estate planning, make sure my children won't have to, deal with burial and coming out of their pocket. I know it sounds crazy, but I just want to get to that point because right now I'm a little fearful of doing it and I shouldn't be, but I know it needs to be done. So I think that's sounds crazy, but have all my affairs in order before my number's called. I know it's crazy, but yeah.
Monique, I totally agree. That is very important. And I wish I could say that that was my biggest dream, but my biggest dream is to actually meet Diana Ross and
Woo!
actually perform with her on stage during one of her concerts.
Yes.
That is my biggest dream, and then I know this is a lot, but then afterwards, after I meet with her, we perform on stage together, then we just sit around and have girl talk. That's my
So when
biggest dream.
Sylvia goes to Hollywood, she can hook you up.
I can hook you up.
Yes, Miss Camille, we're looking forward to that.
I can hook you up.
Yes, please do.
Because I forgot. You love Diana Ross.
I love Diana Ross. I love her. I think we look alike.
Yes, come on. Put it out there. We're putting it out there. Everything that we've said and talked about, we're putting it in the atmosphere. I just want to thank my line sisters for being a part of Sunday Night Live tonight and talking about life after 50. You're going to have to come back. Just have a girl
Definitely.
talk. You know, just a topic in March of 2022. That's National Women's Month. And I would love for you all to come back on the show and we just talk about women.
I would love to.
Yeah. What's
That'll
going
give me time to get my nose out. That'll work.
on? Yeah, we will see the progression with Monique.
Yes.
Yes.
In the Zoom dates.
And the
Yeah,
Zoom.
and the Zoom
Right. It's the date. It's the date. Now, don't y'all go away. Hold on for 1 second, okay? I'm just gonna remove it. Guys, hey, clap it up, clap it up. You can't say ski weed unless you're AKA, okay? But you know, put the pinkies in. Oh, those sorors out there, sisters who are watching. They did a beautiful job. You all hold on for 1 second. All right, Sylvia Camille fans, life after 50. You heard it from my line sisters, Monique and Shermanetta. First of all, turn off, process things before she reacts. That's what Monique said. I was trying to write down some of those nuggets for you. Sherman's learned to, whatever she can't control, she has understand she can't control it. It was just so much good stuff going on out here. What I want to encourage you all to do is to be wise, though. All next week, be wise in your choices, whatever you're doing, in your dream searching. Be wise with it, okay? Again, I want to thank you for tuning in with Sylvia Camille with Sunday Night Live. Yes, your girl is the Big 50. Check me out on my Instagram and Facebook page. You might see some of my 50, probably saw this week, some of my pictures I dropped from my photo shoot because I was living and being free. I love you guys. Same time, same place next week with Sunday Nights with Sylvia Camille.